After the, let's call it fun, of recording the last two videos and editing the last two videos, I thought I'd keep this one a bit easy on myself. Also, this is fairly important news, and I haven't really seen it advertised many places. The Betaflight Configurator has just had version 10.0.0 released. This was when I recorded this 10 days ago. By the time this goes up, it'll have been about 2 weeks ago. The numbering system for this is fairly interesting. Up until now, it has been keeping in line with Betaflight. So the previous version would have been 3.2. So why isn't this one 3.3? Well, the main reason is if we scroll down a little bit, this section here. This is a standalone application. Previously, the Betaflight configurator and the CleanFlight configurator have all been Chrome Web Store applications. So that's required you to install Chrome. No more is this going to be the case. And the reason for this is highlighted here. It says the move to standalone application has been made necessary by Google's announcement that they will be removing the Chrome Web Store from all platforms except Chrome OS in 2018. As a result, that means that the Betaflight configurator can no longer be distributed through the Chrome Web Store. And that means this is a brand new version. This no longer requires Chrome to be installed, as far as I'm aware. I have Chrome, so I can't really test that. But this will actually, you actually need to go to the website here, download the update, or download this version, and install it. And by install, I mean for the Windows version, download the zip file and then just extract that and put it somewhere on your drive. There's no actual installer at the moment. So this is the announcement. We've got a Windows version here, a Mac OS version here, and a Linux version here. I've also released the source code because the Betaflight configurator is open source. So all you need to do is download the version for your operating system, in my case Windows, and I've already done that. So if I minimize this, you get a zip file. In the zip file is this folder, which is opened on my other screen, which is here, and this is what you get. So I'll just run it. Notice for some reason it takes just a little bit to start. The Chrome version was pretty much instant, but once it does start, you'll notice it looks exactly the same as the old Chrome version. And in fact, it is exactly the same as the old Chrome version. This is, as far as I'm aware, identical to the 3.2.2 version of the Betaflight configurator. The only difference is it says version 10.0.0 up here in the corner. So it's got exactly the same features. If we go to the firmware flasher, it still downloads all the updates. Again, it's defaulted to my last known one. It shows you all the most recent stable versions. I've noticed that 3.2.3 has been released since I last did an update, which is interesting. So I'll be probably putting that on a quad soon. And yeah, if I attach a quad, let me just find one close to hand. There we go. You'll see it automatically selected COM4, which was where it got plugged into. If I hit connect, it connects. I've noticed this doesn't have the odd issue I had with the other one where it will sometimes just hang halfway through connecting and I have to hit disconnect and then connect again, which is good. And yeah, you get exactly the same functions that you did before. So I've got the OSD, I go to the PIDs, and it's exactly the same. There's nothing different between this version and the last Chrome one, except that this no longer requires Chrome, or no longer is launched via Chrome. I'm guessing it no longer requires Chrome. And yeah, that's pretty much the news that I wanted to put out, that the Betaflight configurator 10.0.0 is available. There should be, in the not too distant future, a notification in the Chrome version of the Betaflight configurator, and it is noted down here somewhere that the standalone version doesn't support automatic updating at this time. The old Chrome one did. It would just merrily go away and update itself. So as a workaround for this, the this version will pop up a box and tell you that it's out of date. I can imagine that in the future it will probably ask you if you want to download it and just go ahead and download. But for the time being, it doesn't do that. Yeah, so that's the awesome news for this. The only other piece of news that I've got, because I don't normally do news, so is OpenTX. So OpenTX 2.2.0 is the current stable version, and 2.2.1 will be on its way very shortly. It's at release candidate 4 or 5 by now. This adds not that many extra features. There's no major version update, but what it does do is it adds the Horus X10, the new FreeSky radio in. So the X10 and the X10S. It adds support for both of those. So this is currently a release candidate. So if you have an X10, you can download the release candidate and get that working. I don't believe there's any major issues. They did pull one of the older release candidates because there was a fairly serious issue with it, but I don't believe there's any major issues with the most recent one. But yeah, that's going to be available probably before Christmas if they stick to, I think, their guideline. So yeah, that was going to be it for this week. Just a little bit of news. I will leave a link to the Betaflight Configurator down in the description of this. It's probably a good idea if you're using Betaflight. You're probably using Betaflight to download this because the Chrome Web Store will be going away. It looks like fairly shortly. So that will basically just stop you being able to use the Chrome version, and if you don't know where to go and get this version, that's gonna suck. So yeah, if you like this video and my first attempt at actually doing some news, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you've got any other comments, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, maybe think about subscribing. If this gets a whole bunch of thumbs up, I might try start doing some other news every now and then, like release news for various things. But if it gets a whole bunch of thumbs downs, I'll let other people do those things because I only really keep up to date with what I actually use. Betaflight I use on everything, so this is fairly important to me. I hope this is fairly important to you. Thanks very much.